Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda.
Twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka.
Tumekomboa Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, tumebadili mwendo.
Hello and welcome to Sauti Mkenya, a show that brings to you untold stories of Kenyan immigrants in the United States of America. I am your host, Mwalimu Imali Abala. On today's show, we are honored to have Pastor Francis Mulwa of Goi Outreach Ministries in Columbus, Ohio. Welcome, Pastor Mulwa.
Yeah, my name, as you have said, Pastor Francis Mulwa, and I was born in Machakos County. I came to this country, the United States of America, in August 1995. I went to school and been in this country now for 22 years. I come from a family of 10 kids, 10 children, and I'm the third born. My major vocation is being pastoring churches. That's where my calling is. I also taught at Bible college in the earlier years of my ministry in Machakos, and later I pastored a church, AICZ1 in Nairobi, before I relocated here. I'm married and I have 3 children.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. So before you came to Columbus, Ohio, and working in church ministry in Kenya, how would you say that prepared you for coming here to the United States?
In that, it gave me experience of dealing with people. It helped me to working in environment, the local church environment. And earlier on, I forgot to mention that I was an untrained high school teacher after I finished my A-levels. That has helped me to learn people skills, to know how to interact with different ages of people, and you know, yeah, that has built me and helped me to understand how to deal and work with people.
So how long were you a teacher?
For 1.5 years before I joined college.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
So from being a teacher in Kenya, what gave you the motivation to come to the United States in the first place?
I had heard a lot about the United States, a land of plenty, a land of opportunity, and I had seen some of my professors at Scott Theological College who had been to America, and I admired their, you know, their knowledge and their ways of, their wide understanding of life and the world. And I thought if I came here, I would also get an opportunity for my children to explore the educational and career opportunities here.
So those were your expectations for coming?
Those were my expectations, that I would get some good education, and that my children would have the privilege of attending the American school. I also wanted to broaden my mind because basically I grew up in the village, and as they say, villages breed small minds. And I had that curiosity of wanting to know.
So you wanted to expand your mind?
I wanted to expand my mind, yes. Yes.
So would you say you have achieved that goal of expanding your mind?
I think I have. I have to some degree. I came here and I went through graduate school, and I worked. I worked with as a case manager for like 15 years, and right now I'm in school. I'm trying to do a doctorate.
Oh wow!
In
Fantastic.
yeah, in transformational leadership. So, and my kids have gone to school. One of them has graduated, David. He's doing his business administration right now. The other one is at OSU, and the last one started college this year. So I think my dreams have been fulfilled, and we are in the process
of achieving them.
Of achieving them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you were to change anything, let's say in terms of those goals, is there anything that you would consider changing, or you'll still maintain the same pathway?
I would still consider. There was a time when I felt, you know, like after working as a case manager, working with psychiatrists, and that's a time I said, well, I should have done psychiatry. Because in my church work I found a lot of issues that have need the psychological to be addressed in a different way, going beyond just reading people Bibles and verses. Human behavior is very complex, and sometimes I felt like we need to go deeper sometimes, like in local church ministries, in addressing people's needs. So I thought like, though that my graduate degree was really on counseling, which actually as a major component of psychology, I felt like I should have dug that deeper.
So what were some of those needs you think that people need, based on your experience of working with Kenyans in your community, in your church?
Many people, the needs of Kenyans are many. There's a myriad of needs. First of all, we come here as economic refugees, and that is very foremost in our goals. When we come here, we want a better life. We come here because we believe we can economically, you know, be better off. We can achieve more. We can get better jobs and make lift our standards of living and help our people back home. That's one major area of need. But basically, as a pastor, I also feel that in a post-Christian America, there's a need, there's a spiritual need. I call it spiritual formation need, because there are many traps in this country where if we don't have strong spiritual foundation, then you find that even our education and our economic achievements will not benefit us. There is the other area, the area of culture. I'm a strong proponent of maintaining our cultural identity, and I consider that to be a part of ministry. A part of it's one of our in our manifestos of Go Outreach Ministries. We want our people. We want our people to grow up balanced, so that we don't just come and get lost in the boiling pot, cultural pot of America, where we can still, even years to come, we will still maintain our own identity as Kenyan-Americans.
So what are you doing to kind of promote that idea of a cultural identity within your involvement with the people you work with in your church?
Usually I do that, and we are trying to do that through working in collaborations with our cultural organization like Angaza, which is based in Columbus, founded by Captain and you and others, to instill that sense of, you know, we are here, we are in a foreign country, and we need, even as we chase the other goals, we need to remain who we are. How can we be Kenyan Americans? How can we pursue our our goals, our American dreams, without losing a sense of who we are? Yeah, and the main questions, I base it in the Bible, is the question that the Israelites found themselves asking themselves while they were in captivity in Babylon. How are we going to sing the Lord's song?
Are you seeing Kenyans here as being captives?
No. Of course, we came here. No, I would rather use the term economic refugees, but we are in danger of becoming captives to the dominant culture here.
Okay,
yes.
Stay tuned. We'll be
What
right
if
back
all
after
of us
this break.
came together to do something incredible? An anthem
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda.
Twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka.
Tumekomboa Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, tumebadili mwendo, tutalinda katiba mpya. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote, mtu mwenye kutenda haki.
So is there like one significant event that you experienced that you consider to have transformed your life?
Well, I had some medical issues. I got sick. I was diagnosed with Cushing's adenoma in 2012. And it's something that has really transformed my life and to take me into serious thinking about my calling and my God's purpose for me and my obligations to the Kenyan immigrant community, and how I can, how I can make an impact, a positive impact in their lives and leave a legacy where we, as a people, have established themselves, meeting our economic, social, spiritual, and cultural identity. I've gone long periods of time without working. One time I went through like almost 2 years without driving a car. And after having 3 major head surgeries, and that has really been so life transforming for me. Yeah.
And so it made you begin to have a different perspective on life itself.
Yeah, yeah, and a broader understanding of my ministry.
So do you use that to kind of inspire people, or how has that in itself made you make it much more worthwhile? Do you use it to, like this life transforming event, how do you use it to change people?
I've used it every time I stand before people to give speeches, to preach, writing, and I've used that experience to also to search more, to research more, reading broadly. I've read so much about in the last, like especially the last 3 years, I've read so much.
So what has been the best reading you've had?
The best reading that I've read? I've read writers, especially from West Africans, African theologians and social scientists who are so-called, who are concerned. You know, the West African diaspora, especially the Ghanaian and the Nigerians, their history of their diasporic history is longer than ours. The East African-American diaspora is very short. It's about almost 3 decades only. But the Nigerians and the Ghanaians and others from West Africa have had extensive experience in this country, and they have written.
So from reading that, then you kind of see the information has helped you to deal with your traumatic event.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Kenyans going to United States wanting to improve their station in life. What kind of advice would you give such a people?
The first advice I would give to young Kenyan immigrants is that once they come here, they get into books. They go to they get some education first, very foundational. And for me, education, you know, going hand in hand with spirituality, that should. But education, they don't want to come here and get into factory jobs. Some of them come on green cards, and others come maybe on different kind of visas, but they are lured into the American thing of getting small American money, and they convert it maybe into shillings. They think they are making a lot of money. But as time goes by, you know, some has been here for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and they have no solid education. They have no solid credentials. And of course,
so I guess maybe as a Kenyan immigrant myself too, one of the hardest thing I struggled with was being able to adapt to the American culture, right? So in kind of talking to these people, or could be young people, older people, what kind of advice would you, again, kind of give them to help them adapt to the lifestyle here, instead of just saying, okay, don't go and work, or go back to the books and focus on books? How would you kind of inspire them to adapt to the American way of life?
First of all, I would advise them, and I believe in our way, African way of consulting with those who are ahead of you in life. There are older people here, there are people who have been here, they have gone through the system, they have learned the system. I would advise them to talk to people who have been here.
What if they say, I don't care about what they have to say, I just want to have my cake too?
Yeah, of course there will be resistance. There will be resistance from young people, because young people are full of ideas and they know what they want, but actually I believe that older people are blessed. As it is back in Kenya, we listen to our parents, we listen to our teachers. They are our mentors, they are role models. And I encourage mentorship. Yeah, talk to people who are older than you and who are also like you. Like you are potential, you have been through school, you are a professor in an American university. And even in church, we have begun that program where we are encouraging and having seminars for young people to ask questions.
Good questions.
Good questions. Yeah, and to correct them. Yeah. And of course there will be some who will not listen. Yeah, because America is there are so many distractions here for many people, for young people. Yeah.
So like now, for you, when you are coming, are there any specific changes you had to make in order to kind of get into the system, or you just came in and you are right at home?
There were so many changes I had to make, especially cultural. Cultural, yeah. Lucky for me, I had a scholarship. I came here on scholarship, student scholarship. So I left my young family in Kenya, and mine was just to wake up and go to school. My church also in Kenya helped me a lot. They gave me, I came here with some money, about $10,000. Most Kenyans come here bankrupt.
I came with $19 stamped in my passport.
19.
19, yep.
Yeah, so because I came here as a student on scholarship, I didn't have to struggle and I came with some money I didn't have to struggle, but I really struggled culturally. I found it.
Are there some specific things that you struggled with more than others?
I came to Ashland, Ohio, straight from Kenya. It's a small white city. Very rarely would you see a black person there. And I really struggled with that. I really felt like a fish that had just been dropped on dry land, because I could not relate. Like I remember very well, Ashland Seminary is located in, it's a sister school to Ashland University. And I remember all the white ladies, you know, young white ladies in university and seminar. I could not differentiate them. To me, they just looked the same. One day, I had a very interesting instance where one lady, elder lady who was allocated, they used to allocate American students to international students to orient us. Her name was Julie, and she came to her apartment one evening and she found that I wasn't there. So she brought a pie, apple pie, for me, and she left it hanging on the doorknob and wrote a letter, a note that Francis, I was around, I missed you, but here is a pie, try it out. And you know, I'd never seen a pie.
Okay.
So I went in, I took the pie, sat down inside, and you know, I was trying to check it out. I found it was the sweetest thing I'd ever eaten. So I ate the whole pie.
At one sitting?
In one sitting.
Okay.
For dinner. Yeah.
Wow.
And then that was a Friday evening. And then on Monday, after chapel, she came and talked to me enthusiastically, surrounded by other students who were curious to see me. And she asked me, did you get the pie? I told her, yes, thank you, I ate it for dinner. Then she asked me, you ate the whole thing?
Yeah.
I told her, yes, why?
So you are supposed to just...
Culture shock.
Culture shock.
I'd never seen a pie, and to me, back home in Nairobi, I never counted calories. And to me, it was so I had the whole thing and a glass of water, and I went to bed.
So did she tell you are supposed to just have one slice?
Everybody laughed. It was the story of the entire seminary got to know about the story. I learned that I'm supposed only to eat a portion of it.
And you said it was sweet, not it was bad.
No, I thanked her because I thought that was dinner she had brought me.
Mwenyezi Mungu aibariki Kenya yangu, kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana Roho Mtakatifu, amina. Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana Roho Mtakatifu, amina. Ewe Kenya inji yangu, ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, sitakuacha milele.